It's your shot of the morning. Who hasn't seen this as they look out the plane? What could possibly be?
What the heck?
The worst baggage handler ever. The video comes from China. It shows the man carelessly tossing boxes onto conveyor belts.
Maybe he needs glasses. He can't see it.
This explains so much, doesn't it?
Right.
Most of them don't even make it. They just bounce off and land on the tarmac.
Bubble wrap doesn't even stand a chance.
Doesn't seem to bother him.
Oh, that's crazy. Hey, if you're just joining us today on Fox and Friends, Governor Sarah Palin is joining us on the couch this hour. It's great to have you back in the Fox family.
Thank you so much. Didn't go far.
You didn't?
Been up there in Alaska, and now I'm here. Thank you.
Great to have you back.
Good to have you back.
And we have Megan sitting in here. You have a show to do later.
That's right. I'm still coming back at 1 p.m.
You're still going to come back?
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes.
She's taking some time off in a couple of weeks, and so she needs some OT ahead of time.
That's exactly right. I got to put it all in the bank so that I can not feel guilty when I go on maternity leave.
Mm-hmm. So besides that, it's like any other hour.
Not that I will. Yeah, that's right. We have five. How many heartbeats on this couch?
5 hearts.
Mm-hmm. Right. But only one's kicking you.
Try to keep up. Now to the stories making headlines at this hour. A real-life nightmare for celebrity chef Nigella Lawson. Lawson hosts her own show, Nigella's Express, on the Food Network. This morning, police are investigating disturbing pictures that appear to show her being choked by her husband in public. She was grabbed by the neck at a restaurant in London. A witness says it was horrific to watch. Lawson left in tears. At this time, she's not made any complaints to police. In the past, she has described a marriage that had its stormy moments.
No kidding. Meanwhile, how far would you go to protect your children? A mother from Texas stopping at nothing, and we mean nothing. A suspect was hiding in the back seat of Dorothy Baker's car. Her 2 sons were with her. The suspect popped up, surprised him, threatened her with a knife. He wanted $200 when she refused. He attacked, and she fought back and knocked the knife out of the guy's hands.
Right on.
I took my fist and I hit him in the face, and I told him to get out of my car. You don't come after people with kids, and I told him that he messed with the wrong witch.
Mama Grizzly right there.
Right on.
No kidding.
There you go.
Baker followed the suspect and he tried to run away. She ran over him. He will be charged when he's released from the hospital. He won't do that again.
I don't think so. See, attention carjackers, it's not worth it. He was supposed to fix the roof, not crash through it.
Do you see these banging? I've been hearing that all day yesterday, so I wasn't expecting anything. But then all of a sudden, he's there.
The girl was sitting on the couch in her home in Philly watching cartoons when the roofer came crashing down on her head.
Oh, my God.
She suffered 2 broken fingers and a concussion. The roofer was not hurt, but his boss is in trouble with police. He's charged with filing a false report because he claims he was the one who fell through the roof.
She could identify the guy who fell on
Sounds like a reality show.
And here's the story for you. Talk about man's best friend. This dog saving his owner from a flood by pushing his wheel. I was just going to ask you that. Pushing his wheelchair. It happened in Russia. Drivers spotted the dog on its hind legs struggling through the high water, the man appearing to wave them off. Come on, really? I mean, I see the pictures, but I can't believe my lying eyes.
I cannot believe it. What's that, Scooby-Doo?
The incredible sight has now gone viral, getting over 800. Yeah, he is waving. He's waving.
Yeah.
800,000 hits.
You know, I always thought if you're in a wheelchair, you should avoid going through water.
Well, we don't know the circumstances. It almost looks as if the dog is saving him. I
don't know. When I used to co-anchor with him, he used to throw down the hooey card. I think I'm throwing down the hooey card on that.
Well, we have to wait 24 minutes to find out how he feels about it.
All right. Meanwhile, check out this incredible video. You just saw lightning hitting the AT&T building in downtown Atlanta. Big storms there last night. Where's it storming today? All over the place, right, Maria?
That's right, and it looks so impressive when they do it in slow motion. You can really see that bolt of lightning hitting that building. And unfortunately today, if you live in Atlanta, you could actually be seeing more of that activity. More thunderstorms expected today and even over the next several days, at least until Thursday, expecting not only lightning bolts, but even some areas of heavy rain, so that could be causing some delays. But as we head into areas farther westward, across parts of the plains and even into sections of Colorado and New Mexico, you could be looking at some severe weather in terms of damaging winds in excess of 60 miles an hour, large hail, and even some isolated tornadoes. The one bit of good news, though, with those storms is that we do have an ongoing drought up to exceptional category, and that will be bringing in some much-needed moisture into that area. Otherwise, again, rain expected into parts of the southeast, including Atlanta, Georgia, and also across the mid-Atlantic. Temperature-wise, it's going to be a hot day in Texas, widespread 90s, even triple digits for you like in El Paso. And actually, Sarah Palin, in Alaska, many people have been experiencing record heat or even record challenging heat. I think Fairbanks, Alaska, yesterday got up to 88 degrees. Today, more widespread 80s.
In Alaska, was 88?
Yes.
Is that allowed, Governor?
Can you believe that?
You leave and it goes 88
I
degrees.
know. A month ago, the lake was frozen, the lake that we live on, and here it is. Yeah, there's a heat wave.
Yeah, tell the ice fishermen they can stay on shore.
Careful. Be careful. Yes.
All right. Also, be careful here while you're here in New York City. It looks like Mayor Bloomberg. This won't impact you because you're getting out of town shortly. But apparently, his latest great idea. Remember, he's the one who said no big gulps, reduce the salt, no smoking. Now, what he's saying is, wherever you live in New York City, you've got to separate the food scraps from the regular garbage so they can recycle the food scraps to create biofuel.
Do New Yorkers feel like you're just a bunch of little babies with a thank goodness you got this nanny over you telling you what to do every day, and heaven forbid you not, otherwise you couldn't get through your day?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about this stuff?
Well, I'll tell you what, you should tell us, the power of the office. Do you think the power of the office, even for a billionaire, is getting to him? He sees it coming to an end. He wants to enact everything that he thought is on his things to do list, on his bucket list.
His bucket list is pretty bizarre, but you know what? Maybe things like that will kind of keep him busy and keep him away from the bigger issues like trying to disarm those who want to protect themselves while he's protected by some armed folks, and yet taking away New Yorkers' Second Amendment rights to not allow self-defense. I just think that your mayor, bless his heart, I'm sure well-intended, but I feel for New Yorkers who just don't have that liberty, that freedom to live as you deem most appropriate and safest and best for yourselves and families.
Well, one of the scary things is you got to keep the food scraps somewhere in your kitchen.
Right.
Just getting hot until recycling day.
How does it square with the garbage disposal?
Yeah.
How does it work together with the garbage disposal?
We don't know.
Everything would go down the garbage disposal at my house.
Is that now illegal?
Maybe.
How does it work you with their Bernese Mountain Dog, leaving leftovers around?
I really don't understand, but what I hear Governor Palin saying is that she is backing Anthony Weiner in the...
The choices you all have.
She's backing Anthony Weiner?
It's 8:30 in the morning. I don't know where you're going with that.
I don't know what you're saying.
Keep your dirty mind to yourself,
Stop it. Meanwhile, bias alert, CBS News has compared the Iranian new president to the Tea Party during a newscast. Here, ladies and gentlemen, reporter Elizabeth Palmer.
Well, he was seen as the most reform-minded of all the candidates who ran this time. That being said, they were all very conservative. In U.S. terms, it was as if all the candidates for the presidency came from the Tea Party.
Okay.
Thank you for that, Elizabeth.
Okay, Elizabeth, you just put the BS in CBS. It's things like that that people hear and see and realize how out of touch the mainstream media is. To compare, really, the Iranian revolutionaries with those who are patriots in America and just want government to live within its constitution.
This happens
odd.
at the same time that CBS News anchor Scott Pelley gives an interview in which he touts the relevance of CBS, diminishes cable news, claims that cable news only gets 200,000 viewers, which obviously Mr. Pelley has not seen the ratings of the Fox News channel, and suggests that he thinks the right has Fox, he thinks the left has MSNBC, and he says CBS, they need to appeal to the entire country, and that's what they do through the reporting of women like Elizabeth.
I think Scott Pelley actually used the word perception. He wanted to make sure that there was a perception of that fairness instead of just dealing in truth and the who, what, where, when, and why of journalism that I learned, that we all learned, I think, studying journalism, and there's CBS via Scott Pelley's comments there, trying to make it sound like they need to placate whomever the audience would be instead of just telling the truth.
Yeah. He also said in that interview, you know, we don't need our own cable news channel because I think the internet's bigger anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm sure
he also talked
appreciated that.
He also talked about mistakes that have been made on cable newscasts, which, you know, obviously that happens, but didn't mention some of CBS News's most infamous
whatever
mistakes.
happened to Dan Rather?
which, you know, I mean, that's a slippery slope to go down as a reporter to start casting those stones. Yeah.
All right, 8 minutes now before the top of the hour. Coming up straight ahead. How to see America the best possible way you can. In an RV, perhaps, that's made in America. Anna has your tour. In fact, I think we're witnessing it.
That's a nice place.
And Governor Palin sticking around for this because our next guest came here all the way from Alaska. The captains from Deadliest Catch. Here next.
Yeah, it's something happens too often where the captain comes on deck, so it's a treat for us, especially probably for Zach.